Hi there, my name is Felix Beck, and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I have a rumor. Actually, I have a real rumor. It's really quite exciting. This is a rumor that comes from a source. I find it reasonably credible, even though it's a bit crazy, a bit bonkers. A lot of it happened right in broad daylight. So we're going to be talking about that. There's a lot to be talking about there, be talking about with this. Before we get there though, can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? That'd be great. Can you hit the share button? That's actually insanely helpful. Thank you very much. And can you hit the subscribe button? That is fan-dabby, frickin' dozy. Thank you very much for everybody subscribe. If you subscribe to my channel, of course, you can enter my weekly competitions. The prize this week, I'm not sure what I'm going to be giving away. Maybe, I think Monday or Tuesday. I got to get some more interested because this is a great prize. This is Judge Dredd, the Mega Collection, not Mega Collection, the complete case files. The reason I'm getting rid of this is because I got the Judge Dredd Mega Collection and I don't need it twice. This is Judge Dredd, the complete case files. This is like serializing every Judge Dredd story ever from the magazine from 2000 AD. So this one has Garth Ennis' mega epic Judgment Day, which has all the judges from the world get together and fight zombies, which, yeah, okay, I'm in there, you got me already. And it also crosses over with Strong Jim Dog, Johnny Apple. All you need to do to win this is subscribe to the channel, which is the freaking reason I do these competitions. So subscribe to the channel and in the comments leave the hashtag Sabbat Shalom. Sabbat Shalom. Sabbat's the villain in this story. Shalom is what we say here in Israel. Go check the video notes and it'll give you all the information you need to win this fantastic prize. Why are you checking the video notes? Why are you checking the video notes? Can I ask you, can I direct your attention to this link right here? The link right there to my Indiegogo sign up. I have a 2 graphic novels. Where are they? Over here? Well, yeah, on this side. 2 graphic novels over here. That's coming out, what, 2 or 3 weeks? We're going to start in the campaign. I'm building up an email list. If you can add your name to it, oh my God, that is so freaking nice of you. Thank you very much. Hey, listen, it's just a numbers game. The more people you get signed up, the more you sell, which is really what I very, very, very much want to do. You know, this reminds me. It's a true story. When I was, what about 17 in school? So yeah, about 17 in school. Wasn't doing so well in school. I was much more interested in girls. I discovered girls, and so they brought me in to like the headmistress, and said, "So what? Why aren't you working?" I said, "Well." It's like it really happened. This really happened. I said, so listen. I've discovered that half the class have a thing called vaginas, right? And I really want to put my penis into those vaginas, right? I really want to. That's taking up most of my. I said, like. Well, I hear what you're saying. So yeah, the same way. I very much want you. I very, very much want you to add your email list, add your email address to my list, and to buy my freaking comics. I would. So anyway, go and sign up over there. If you sign up, you get one of these for the male gaze art cards. Very, very tasteful, artistic cards of. This is not from when I was 16, 17. This is more when I was like 12, 13. These are my masturbatory fantasies, my genre-related masturbatory fantasies from when I was 13. So we got Perry, we got Judge Anderson, we got a Space 99 character name I can never remember. People always tell me in the comments, and I always forget her name, and a generic James Bond girl. So anyway, sign up to my my email list, please. That'd be very, very nice. Thank you very much. Let's talk about rumors. Rumor control. Fine. So, strange things are occurring. So, there was this Twitter spat happened about a week ago. It was a week ago during the Doctor Who Day. It was the 57th anniversary of Doctor Who. And let's start over here. So, it started off with this. BBC put out this graphic. Let me zoom in. I really don't like all these kiddie drawing things. Honestly, Doctor Who artwork, you got me with John Ridgway, right? Arthur Ransom. This stuff doesn't really work. I mean, God, look at this pert tweet. I don't want to denigrate the artist, but geez, really? That's per tweet? Okay, if you insist, fine. So yeah, we have all the Doctors badly recreated. And here, right in the center, next to David Tennant, because she can't be far away from David Tennant, because her entire popularity rests on being strapped to David Tennant. We have Dr. Jodie and Dr. Ruth right in the middle. Hey, yeah, here we go. And then more Doctor Who's looking, none of them looking anything like Doctor Who, right? So, this was a bit of a silly move of the official Doctor Who feed or whatever they are, because honestly speaking, most Doctor Who fans, I really think it's most Doctor Who fans, aren't interested in Doctor Who with this Doctor Who in the middle. So why is that? Why is that? It's because, look, personally, I really like Doctor Who. I freaking love Doctor Who. Yeah, I really like Doctor Who. But I like the character Doctor Who because, for many reasons, they're iconoclastic. They don't really care what anybody thinks. They just want to do what they feel is right. Dr. Jodie, no. Dr. Jodie is one of the blue check marks on Twitter. She is part of the Hood. And I think that's really clear by the people who are fans of this Doctor. They love, bullying, cyberbullying people and then calling them bullies when they, okay, if you attract cruel and cowardly people, probably not great fodder to be Doctor Who. Anyway, this is kind of like anti-Viagra, for Doctor Who fans. It's this is like kryptonite to Superman, garlic to vampires, and so if you want to do anything to appeal to Doctor Who fans, listen, I understand there are Jodie Whittaker fans out there, and God bless you. Love you, and I love that you love the show. I hope you get as much pleasure out of it as I do, because I absolutely hate this era. And I think most fans are at a point where they go, this is really not like Doctor Who. So anyway, Dr. Jodie is a horrible conformist, and she's an idiot. They play her like an utter moron. You thought when she blew up the TARDIS and she got sucked out at the beginning when she first appeared in Twice Upon a Time. That was like a really fun little cool introduction cliffhanger for her. No, that's her personality, right? Her personality is being a freaking idiot, And so, it would have been okay if this had worked out. If this had worked out somehow. And also, she's, at the same time being an idiot, she's also patronizing and talks down to people. You shouldn't be an idiot and talk down to someone. Those things go badly with each other, right? So, Doctor Who fans in general were like, not so much. And this one guy, John the White, who I really don't know, okay? This is I'm reasonably new to Twitter. I only use Twitter to promote this channel. So listen, sometimes I get the rabid cyberbullying Jodie Whittaker fans. I do like to bait. I do enjoy, that's a failing of mine, I should, because I just don't like them very much. They're very terrible people, So you have this guy, John the White, who I really don't know. I just know him from Twitter. And the reason I'm prefacing this with saying I really don't know, because if you don't know someone, you don't know someone. And he seems fine. He seems like a perfectly nice chap to me. Somebody who pretty much agree with everything I've ever seen. But listen. Also, unlike these Jodie Whittaker fans, I don't monitor other people's communications like I'm the Stasi. I don't do that like I'm the secret police. You know why? Because that's freaking weird. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't do it to anyone, because that's just strange. That is strange. So anyway, this guy, John the White, he then, in response, put out an edited version, which I thought was quite funny, which is basically taking out that logo, listen, when I first saw that logo in that first trailer, right, this was when I was on board for the female Doctor Who. I thought it would be cool. I thought it was because I was really, I thought Missy was great casting. I really thought she did a great job. So I thought, well, they worked with Missy. It should work here, So I was excited. So that first trailer, when you saw the logo first time, you had the TARDIS you fly through, and you had with. I still quite liked it because, for me, it felt like it was both feminine and action adventure, and which is everything I think Doctor Who should be, right? So I was really excited for that logo, but now I see the logo and they put it on freaking everything. It's just it turns me off. A lot of people I know won't buy something with that logo on it. When I buy the DVDs, do I have one over here? When I buy the Blu-rays of the classic seasons, I always make my own covers because I just don't want to see that logo, right? I've the comic books that have had that logo on the reprints from Doctor Who magazine. I make stickers to cover it over with the classic logo, just because I don't want to see that, because it's got such an awful association for me, because it's been just terrible. This era of Doctor Who has just for me has been absolutely terrible. Hasn't just been preachy, hasn't just been patronizing, hasn't just been like tokenism, like this horrible tokenism where they're like, oh look, you got black skin, let's put you on front of the camera, and now we're not racist somehow. Okay, whatever. So that's just a weird, wacky way they look at the world. So yeah, again, that logo has just got a very negative association with it. So he put this out with the very, very popular David Tennant logo, cutting out Dr. Ruth and Dr. Joe. By the way, Dr. Ruth, I think is massively superior to Jodie Whittaker, like massively superior to her. Jodie Whittaker just seems so bad at this job, like so horribly cast. So he took out the logo, replaced it with David Tennant, and put no Chibnall required. Quite funny. So, that's not really a story. Not really a story at all. So then it turned into a story. Let's see how it turned into a story, because he was then, what's the word? Interacted with by, what's the guy's name? He wrote some really bad episodes. Demons of the Punjab. Like, oh, God. See, I have a theory. That if you believe in intersectional politics and identity politics, you're essentially a moron, right? I really think you're a moron because you're a racist. You're a racist at the same time saying you hate racism. And so you've got to just be a complete moron to be into any of this nonsense. And if you're a complete moron, you're probably not a very good writer. Being a writer, I think you need to be a little bit smarter than your average bear. So that's probably why we just had this, like, on top of it being preachy, on top of it being condescending, on top of it being full of, I think, racist tokenism, it's also very bland and boring, which I think is the best way you can describe Demons of the Punjab, where you had like these aliens that were bad and like whatever. So anyway, Vinny Patel, which I think is skirting the lines of BBC employee policy now to directly engage with people who are very much like not on board with your agenda, with your editorial vision, to engage with them in any way. But no, Vinny Patel then comes along and says, "Thanks, John. Truly, you are a real hero." So I think he's being sarcastic. Yeah, I think he's being sarcastic. So then, I don't think he. Maybe I was going to say I don't think he realized what the can of worms he was opening. But maybe he did, because that's what this rumor is about, which is really quite fascinating. So John the White then just goes on, then I kind of eviscerates him over many, many posts. It says, "I always stand up for the downtrodden, abused, and oppressed, Vinay, like the original fan base now discarded as a barrier to progress." That's certainly the feeling I have, right? This is what I do get the feeling that they don't like white men. I don't think they like white men because they're racist, right? They're racist and they're obsessed with skin color and gender. Have you noticed, by the way, Robert Meyer Burnett brought this up in Star Trek Discovery, which I think is having a very similar thing, that how there's like this natural segregationism going on because it's being done by the same people with this like essentially racist, bigoted outlook. So in Star Trek Discovery, you got the LBGT characters are all kind of clumping together in one group. You have the black characters are all clumping together in another group, and then you got the characters that don't matter clumping together in the other. Yeah, the characters like this bridge crew that we've been with for 3 years. Don't really know most of their names or care about them in any way, shape, or form. Clumping together, and then you got like Saru and Michelle Yeoh as like other characters. But yeah, because it's just essentially race. So anyway, so yeah, this is definitely the vibe I've got, that they really don't want us around us. As problematic white males, but they just assumed that we were a part of a dying breed and nobody was really interested in anything we were interested in, and there was a stunning new future that they were going to embrace in a whole new audience. So unfortunately, that for them, that didn't happen. I mean, honestly, if it happened, this was popular in any way, I'd be like, okay, this is just not for me anymore. But it's not popular in any way, is it? It's just the ratings have fallen off a roof, which is, again, another part of this rumor that we're coming up to. But yeah, so he brings this sources for his things. Because yeah, this is the other thing that just blows my mind, right? That the fans of this era will always go, yeah, why can't they even make a reasoned argument? Ah! And like, I think we only make reasoned arguments. Like, this seems like a reasoned argument. I always stand up for the downtrodden, abused, and oppressed, like the original Doctor Who fanbase, now discarded as a barrier to progress. Is that not a reasoned argument? Because it seems to be that something that's going on, right? It seems to be they're not really interested and they don't really like us much. It seems to be the case to me. Then he goes on and shows the rating chart. Not good, not good. People are very adaptive, Vinay. They have found ways to cope. The BBC, of course, is keen to keep trying to sell pre-sell Chibnall content to those of us who don't consume what's served up these days. Well, they have a hard time. They have to try to keep milking it, don't they? Yeah, I think sales of merchandise in general for everything are down. The only thing that I believe is selling is classic merchandise. Again, listen. It seems to be a reasonably reasoned argument to say, have you seen the ratings? They're very, very, very bad. So yeah, keeps going. Oh, like he goes through that. And to be clear, nothing against you as a creative writer. To be foolish to not take the gig, but it would have been better to do a good job with it too. I mean, I'm not sure if you were able to do a good job, Vinay. I think I get the feeling that Chris Chibnall, much like Russell T Davies and Moffat, oversaw everything to make sure it was the best it could possibly be. I think Chris Chibnall oversees everything to make sure nothing is really that good, or at least nothing is better than any of the dreck he puts out. But the showrunner, head of drama, who have abandoned the long-standing principle that the show should be a family drama for everyone. Look, to me, that sounds like a very, very reasonable argument to make, a very demonstrable argument to make. Because that would explain why the ratings have fallen off a cliff. Yeah, and their explanation for why ratings have fallen off a cliff is just bizarre. It's like, Netflix! Less people watching TV in general. Yeah, less people watching TV in general. Because you make crap! You only make crap on everything, and it's all preachy, and it's all boring, and no, people are not very interested. People will rather say, I would rather find something else to do than watch your pap, which I think has kind of shocked you, you and everybody in the entertainment industry. And under the control of Final Products Limited. But okay, John the White. Yeah, I think you made your point at this point, but no. Okay, going on. You had a notice of the ratings on constant decline and collapse of the US audience by 80%, and the audience of 55% in the since the audience gave Star of Chibnall's era a chance. Not sure. I believe that. Vinay. What's he saying? It's like. Okay, we're still on the same line. Not sure I believe that. Of course, you are just a writer. It is BBC Studios' problem flogging stuff. Okay. Got to dumb it down for people these days. Wow, okay. Again, I'm not going to get in an argument with John the White. He seems a pretty good litigator at this point. Got to dumb it down for people these days. Give them a table of numbers to consider and just ask and they just look at it gormlessly. This is true. That is actually true. Doesn't have to be fancy to drive the message into the visual context in less than 1 second. I know you understand. Got down to Bradley Walsh Cole. Those boys are ahead on that one. Fine. Did I miss something? Because this. Okay, no, he's really. Okay. What's this next thing? Yeah, it looks like the next one. Fine. There we go. It can get a bit complicated when people sublimate a TV show into their ego identity because it starts to sell an ideology. Okay. It can be hard for them to handle data that's increasingly unpopular and already a cancellation territory, if not for the HBO China one. This seems all kind of reasonable to me. Like how low do the ratings have to get before they go, this is not working anymore? And I think the only reason it hasn't been cancelled is because, and honestly, I can't believe they haven't taken away gotten rid of the entire creative team and replaced it so they can still produce content for HBO China, just with content that isn't embarrassing. Because this content this Doctor Who they're making is embarrassing. Vinay really okay, he's just been smoked. I hope somebody was constantly tweeting about this because it wouldn't be right to just let people enjoy things. Vinay, we were all enjoying Doctor Who. Everybody was enjoying Doctor Who. It wasn't exclusionary, okay? It was a show for everybody, and then you made it crap. You made it crap so you could make it a platform for very unpopular agenda points, and you made it very boring in doing so. Fine. So John then like, why would you even answer it? Like, really, he smoked you completely, Vinay. And why are you even talking in the first place? So that's the interesting point. Many things aren't right in the world, like the chronic cyberbullying of the fans who weren't very impressed with Jodie in the role, and the howling mobs crying sexist, ordering them to get the air off. And yeah, listen, dude, this all happened. He's right, okay? This all absolutely happened. Who now can't tolerate a word of criticism or indeed industry reality. Yeah, I personally experienced and witnessed it. They're still doing it today, by the way. There's a whole group of like these idiot children who love this show, who agree with you, Vinay, who went on a tirade of calling me I think I can even say the word on on YouTube of somebody who inappropriately wants intimate relations with children, with minors, right? They call a pedo, basically. They called me that for like a long time until I pointed out that's a kind of wrong thing to do. Why? Because I did a bit going through different Doctor Who companions, which I thought would be, which I rated my chances of getting them into bed, and it was a clearly comedic bit. It was a clearly, I mean, like much the same time. I also did a comedic bit about ejaculating on Care Bear's chest. Yeah, so like I'm kind of glad they didn't see that, because they would have got the RSPCA on me for that. I guess it's a bear. But yeah, I mean, absolutely great. I've seen them like make up. I've seen like just shockingly bad behavior. But then when you realize, oh, these are just children. These are just children who are interacting with adults. You kind of understand. But yeah, these children do like this era of Doctor Who. So it goes on. Five. So yeah, and I think, where does this come from? Jodie Whittaker, because she said, for each sexist bigot threatening not to watch, there'll be a young girl with a new hero they didn't have before. Not really. I wish it turned out that way, right? But it didn't really turn out that way at all. Hashtag good riddance. This seems to be a reasonably good citation. So, was Jodie right, Vinay? Is the old audience with an old way of looking at the show? If the old audience with an old way of looking at the show could be successfully replaced with a new one in ideological lockstep with the new messaging, shouldn't the ratings have stayed more constant and not have been more than 2 million less than season 12 to 11? Yeah, and listen, that the season 13 insanely is coming. The festive special, I think it's going to be on New Year's Day. I would be surprised if it breaks 4 million, right? I would be surprised. I think the overnights are going to be not great, but once you see the overnight, you can probably add about 500,000 onto that figure for the consolidated, because that's the other thing. People don't watch it overnight, they want it live, and they don't catch up and watch it, which is very different from the Capaldi years. Okay, John White's still going. Of course, don't expect to answer that. More than jobs wouldn't want the mob coming after you like they've done for other Who writers. Yeah, listen, Garth Roberts, really good Doctor Who writer, cancelled because he didn't have the same outlook. Because he thought that generally speaking, men and women are have their genders not fluid. Seems to be like the science of the matter. Generally, and I'm not saying there are people out there whose genders aren't fluid, but whose gender is fluid. But generally speaking, but for that unconformist thing to think, following the science, he was cancelled from Doctor Who And also, I think probably because he was a better rider than Chris Chibnall, and it would make Chris Chibnall look bad. The idea of Shangri-La, where non-conformants have been driven off, has been historically popular, yet monstrous. You wrote about it. Well, that's a pretty good comeback. Fine. So there we go. Hang on. Who is Jodie? So now that's like, really, Vinay? That's not gonna be a win. It seems like he's got himself caught in something that he didn't want to get caught in, and now he's like, oh yeah, because here's the thing you don't understand. John the White, much like me, really loves Doctor Who, really cares about Doctor Who, and is personally aghast at what you have done, what you and this current production team has done with it, because we love it, right? We absolutely love it, and we still love it, no matter how awful a job you've done with it. So who is Jodie? Somebody who's miscast and very badly advised. Yeah, seems right. Can you imagine if we got the quality of Alex Gibson, Michelle Gomez, or Catherine Tate instead? Such a shame. Moffat should have been braver. So now what he's done there, very cleverly, is completely take the teeth out of the argument. You don't like Jodie because he's a lady. No. We would hate Jodie Whittaker if she was a guy as well. But I thought gender was generally speaking fluid. So why are you saying she? Okay, whatever. I don't know who any of these people are, says Vinay Patel. Sorry, really? Okay, it's just not very good, is it? It doesn't work very well. I suppose the safe way to enjoy saying is ignorance. It can be compared, after all. Conformity is a lot easier to handle than criticism. Thanks for informing me of your Thanks for informing me of your activism means a lot. Okay. So then he goes, and I think he might put his finger on the button here. Means a lot to the BBC. Been onto Twitter now. Now hiding my replies. So this is the weirdest thing, right? So. John feels that there's some kind of collusion between Twitter and the BBC because suddenly his replies to Vinay got hidden. Now I've seen them, and there's been a lot of them, and he's been very passionate, very forceful. But I don't think there's been anything hateful about, I don't think anything you can call hate speech in there, really. I don't see why they would be hidden. So it seems strange. It seems strange that they would be hidden, but I think the reason they were hidden, it could have been collusion. But I think it's possibly just the BBC and Twitter very clearly share the same ideological bias and ideological editorial policy, which they brought Brooke Nodes and I'll to. So then he found all his replies hidden. So that's the basic story. But where's the rumor? Where does it go from here? So I've been contacted from a source from Cardiff. I don't know if this is true, and just in general, these children who love the Jodie Whittaker era and are cyber bullies, they don't understand that at all. When you go, they don't understand the whole idea of Rumour. I'll give you an example. One time I was on a stream, I think my own stream, and I was pontificating, which is what I do because I think about Doctor Who a lot. And it was when the BLM stuff was going down. I said, well, listen, if police are persona non grata anymore, surely having this word up here, police box on the TARDIS is going to be a bit of a no-no. Now, I was saying it for a couple of reasons. I was saying it mainly to take the piss, because I thought I like to show the ridiculousness of their positions, because they're funny. Because it's funny to do that, right? So I speculate maybe they're going to have to get rid of that, because if Twitter says either the ACB, what's it over here, ACB, having the police are scary bad people now, then I think you've got to get rid of it. So that was my first reason, take the piss. The second reason is I find this era of Doctor Who so incredibly removed from what Doctor Who is. I mean, for me, it's like if you go to a game of soccer and you get there and everybody's wearing a tutu. Not everyone, not all the audience. Although maybe all the audience. So everybody playing the game is wearing a tutu and they're hitting a beach ball with a stick. They go, oh no, this is football now. This is soccer now. I'm like, well, no, this is significantly different. So for me, when you take the central character, you make her a moron, She has been over and over again. You make her a coward. She has been. You make a preachy and a preachy conformist, which I think she is. And all these things, I think we can bring quite limitless citation. All these things go against the actual core of what the character is. And I think the reason Doctor Who has been so successful with marginalized groups, I think that's why there's such a strong LGBT Doctor Who fan base, is because the Doctor is somebody who, the character of the Doctor is somebody who isn't afraid to be different, isn't afraid to not be part of the convention. Whereas Jodie Whittaker's Doctor lives to be part of the convention, lives to be. So anyway. So what the hell was going on with all of this? So I got this this guy from Garth got in contact with me and said, here's what's really going on. Jodie Whittaker's agent has been screaming at Jodie Whittaker, she's got to get off the show. She's got to get off the show because the Jodie Whittaker's agent business is looking at the reality, not the fantasy. And the reality is the ratings have been on a nosedive. It's been an incredibly successful show, an incredibly successful international juggernaut, which is coming off one of the most successful periods ever, and is now gone to one of its least successful periods ever, and she is the public face of that. That is. I mean, it dipped in popularity under Capaldi for various reasons. I think with that's a much longer conversation. But then it fell off a cliff of popularity with Jodie Whittaker. I think probably the reason it dipped in popularity is because the editorial control that the BBC was forcing upon all their programming, upon Moffat and all their programming is just so unbelievably unpopular that it's all their ratings across the board, right? So the rumor is that Jodie Whittaker's agent is desperate for her to get off the show because this is destroying her career. So she's like, well, why do you think that? And the agent apparently showed her all these tweets from John the White, right? John the White and many other people online say, look how bad this is going. Look how reviled you are. I mean, look at any anything they post. It's always the ratios are absolutely terrible. The rumor is that Vinay Patel. Well, I was just talking about rumors, but in general. So I speculated about the police box being the word police being removed. And then it'll just be talking on air, right? And then about 2-3 months later, it ended up on Reddit. I saw somebody else on Reddit say the same thing as a sourced rumor. This is a rumor from a source that they're planning on getting rid of the TARDIS and the police series TARDIS and replacing it. And now they're replacing it with a camper van. That's the. And so, did I start the rumor? I don't know. I might have done. Listen, I might have done, but that's how rumors start. Anyway, so this is somebody from Cardiff saying that Jodie Whittaker's agent is apoplectic, that she's got to get off the show, which is destroying her career. And that just seems logical to me. So the theory is that Vinay Patel, in an effort to curry favor with Jodie Whittaker, wanted to bring John the White into some kind of online spat where he could then swat him down and then have him say racist things or something, so they could discredit him. Unfortunately, John the White just smoked him completely. Vinay has deleted all these tweets now. I believe deleted all the tweets. You can still see him on John the White's Twitter feed on his tweets and replies. Is this true? I don't know. Is it logical? Yes, it's certainly logical. The data is not good. The data for this era is not good, and I fear the data is going to get a lot worse. I've often said, if you're new to my channel, you won't hear this. I've often said the absolute worst thing that this era of Doctor Who can do for itself, the absolute worst thing they could do, is to make and air more of this Doctor Who, because the more they make and air, the more repugnant it comes to the not the fan audience, the normie audience. The normie audience now believes this is the show to avoid. We had this soap opera in England in the 60s, 70s, early 80s called Crossroads, which was a national joke. It was a show that you could make fun of because it was just awful. It was just absolutely got better ratings, by the way, than this current Doctor Who. Was absolutely awful. And it was a show people just knew they could make fun of. Doctor Who, before it came back, was a show people could make fun of for its production values, the wobbly sets, although that never really happened, right? That never really happened. So I think this is what's happening in the consciousness of the British viewing public. Doctor Who, over season 12, has become the show that people are just assuming it's going to be awful and to make fun of, and I think that's really going to hit when we see the New Year special, the festive, whatever it's called, the festive special, and when we see season 13, it's going to be an incredible embarrassment for the BBC, and I'm just going to sit there and I'm waiting for it. This is why I want them to get, do really stupid things like get rid of the TARDIS, things that the normal public will go, what? That's insane. I really want, the Doctor and Yaz to, get into a romantic relationship. I love that, because anything that I think the mainstream public will go, oh God, I want to rather vomit in my own mouth than say, it's catnip for me, because I absolutely hate this era of Doctor Who, while I absolutely love Doctor Who. Now, I want to be clear once again, the fans of this era, the cyberbully fans, and the other fans, the regular fans, I have nothing against anybody liking this era of Doctor Who, nothing whatsoever. I do question the sincerity of the cyberbullying fans, but but again, if you got 1/10 the amount of pleasure out of Doctor Who that I have from this era, I have nothing but happiness for you. So there you go. That is the rumor that Jodie Whittaker's agent is desperate for her to get off of Doctor Who because it's destroying her career, precipitating Vinny Patel to engage in one of the most visceral online leftist and then have his ass handed to him, right? Jonathan White thinks there was some collusion between Twitter and at least I think he did. I think he tweeted that. And he thinks there's some collusion between Twitter and the BBC. I think that's possible. I think it's more likely that it's just like-minded people helping each other, you know. And again, we've certainly seen on Twitter an active role in censoring any information that they really don't want you to know about. You know, we've seen them do that quite a lot over the last few months. So it doesn't seem such a stretch that they would be doing it here. So there you go. That's the rumor. My name is Felix Beck, and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please do not forget to go check out the mailing list, the email list for my Indiegogo. Even if you're not planning to make a purchase, if you can add your email list to it, that's just doing me an incredible solid, and I am insanely great. I really am insanely grateful. But you know, if you are planning on making a purchase, you get one of these cards for free. And these comic books, unlike the current era of Doctor Who, are really quite good. are really rather good. So there you go. My name's Felix Beck, and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos are. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube have been taking my subscribers off me quite a lot over the last few weeks. Really? Why YouTube? Like, share, subscribe, and have yourselves a fantastic day.